I just want to start off the video by saying,
Here we go.
the matching shirts. It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. I'm not, and I'm not bullshitting you guys. It really wasn't planned. First time wearing this shirt, and he pulls up with the same freaking shirt on. But yes, shout out to BBI, but Tim for giving us these amazing Hoonigan shirts. Appreciate it, brother. But project day, I guess. As you guys know, I'm not really much of a wrencher. I don't like to wrench, but you know, this is something that's kind of, I think, simple enough to do, especially for you RS guys who have 991 RSs, GT3RSs, or GT2RS. So I actually saw something in the forums the other day in which a gentleman has a RS like mine, and he was losing a lot of power. He felt like the car was running pretty sluggish. He actually went on the dyno. I guess he had some type of access to a dyno. He went on the dyno, noticed that he was losing significant power from whatever it was. And come to find out, upon further investigation, when he took off the rear bumper and all that stuff, that he knows that the intake boxes was filled with debris, like pebbles, leaves, whatever, like you could name. And also the filters were ready to be replaced. So once he did that, dynoed it again, and significant power gain he got back. So I figured, let's do the same for this car. Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know if the previous owner did the maintenance on it, but I don't know. So I figured it was a safe bet for us to do it. I went and ordered some BMC filters, brand new, as you can see here. So I got Manny, as you guys remember Manny. He's gonna, I mean, we're gonna take off the back bumper, get to the intake boxes, and see what's in there. Other thing I will show you is that, as you guys know, with the RS, this is a direct, literally a direct feed into the intake. So there's no kind of like filter or anything there. So as you're driving, especially with the Cup 2 tires, you know, these are very sticky. They'll kick up pebbles, they'll kick up little rocks, they'll kick up whatever. And, you know, leaves, anything like that could get sucked into the intake box. So I guess the only thing that really stops anything from going further is just the actual filters itself in the box in the rear. I mean, even in here, you could see like little grains of like pebbles and stuff, because like I said, the tires are, you can see the tires right here past this gray, you know. So a lot of stuff gets kicked up, like I said, and we're gonna see. So I figured I'd give you guys a little rundown of how to do this. I don't think there's any like real walkthrough of doing that. Most videos you see, people do maintenance on these cars, but you know, they don't really explain anything. I think they just kind of jump to like whatever they're doing or whatever like aftermarket mods that they're doing. So I figured, you know, this is the best way to explain. So what we're doing right now is that, damn, man, he moves quick. I didn't even get to yo, I didn't even, this guy
took off the 2 fans.
Yeah, he took off the 2 fans.
Yep,
2 fans was already off. He took off the plate.
Next is to move the top screws, move plate screws here, move the rest of the screws off the bumper, take off the light.
Yeah, so the light's got to come out. It's pretty simple. Everything is, you can see the screws here. Most of the top stuff is pretty simple. All these little bumper screws got to come off. The light comes out, pops out pretty easily, and then once you get that, you just got to get some underside screws. I think there's 2 in each wheel well, in the back of wheels here. I think there's a couple underneath the bumper. And that's it, and then you can pretty much remove the whole bumper. And this is the intake right here. You're gonna see it's kind of like a U pipe or U box that runs from each end, and they all meet right in the middle right here. And that's what, and the filters will sit here. So you guys will see that soon. But all right, guess let us get to work. Oh, let me act like I'm doing work. Let Manny do all the work. we took off the carbon fiber cover here. I'm gonna wipe this down, clean it up, and as you can see, it's more exposed. These are the intake boxes. So for anybody that wants to own an RS that thinks it's an easy thing of, you know, that thinks it's a,
for me, but
right. But for anybody who owns an RS, this is what you got to do to get to your intake filters. I mean, yes, it seems like a lot of work, you know, compared to other cars where it's just easy access. You don't really have to take this stuff apart. But you have to remember the engine's in the rear, and this is the access for them. I know, yeah. So this is where, you know, I mean, in all honesty, it's really not that difficult. Like, Porsche kind of built these cars so you could be easily accessible, especially when they're on track. You know, so, you know, it just, listen, you just got to take off a bumper. That's no big deal, but the bumper's fairly simple to take off. But this is what a 991 GT3RS engine bay looks like for people who don't know, because you really don't see much when everything is, you know, the covers are there and everything is put together. So, but this is the intake right here, intake boxes. You could see the tubes going to the ducts in the quarter panel, and this is where all the debris kind of builds up in these two pockets here. So once we take off the cover, we'll see how it looks like. Hopefully it's clean. I'm hoping it's clean, and if it isn't, we're gonna clean it out, and then I'm probably gonna feel a significant power difference because, you know, it's not struggling to it's not struggling to breathe, basically. Yeah, explain the differences between
these screws, even though they go to the same area of the bumper. This is a T27 with a tapered neck, which goes on this top part of the bumper here, and certain amount of screws on the bottom side. But on the same panel, either driver or passenger side taking off a panel, you have this T25 here with no tapered neck, and on the same top side of the panel, this T27 with the tapered neck. Even though this does the same function, the tapered neck actually holds the bumper in a certain place where it's supposed to be at. That's why sometimes you'll get, like, especially when you're doing exhaust or do something, or the upgraded lights, you'll have where the lights don't fit correctly, so the bumper's off. It's Porsche, they make it for a reason.
So in other words, you know, make sure you separate those screws or remember where they go, or, you know, Ziploc them, put them in a Ziploc bag and label them or whatever. But I just figured I just want to show you guys that, just to make sure that you don't put the wrong screws, because they look very similar, but like you said, there's the one that's tapered and the one that isn't. So just be mindful of that when you're putting the car back together or the bumper back together.
So the most difficult part to do with this taking off of the bumper is the one screw that's under this panel cover here, and it's right in here. If you got patience and you have the proper tools, you'll be able to do it without taking the wheels off. Usually at the dealership or at any shop, for maintenance reasons and just to be able to protect the paint, you're usually supposed to jack it up and take the wheels off. But this is DIY, we're still gonna get it done.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
Also, this car's fully PPF before anybody starts asking.
Exactly.
So, you guys don't have to worry. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure Manny's going to be very careful.
You need like one of those pins? Oh. You push, and you press really hard. No.
Howdy part, right?
There you go, swagger. Okay, so that's easy. Pop, pop, and then we'll slide it off. I don't even gotta pop it. That's how smooth it is. Ready? You good?
Yes, it's already popped out.
Alright. Just drop it. Good. That's right. Take up the
mat?
Yeah, the mat. I don't want to
You want to move it back here?
Yeah, just move it back here. Slide it back. It's plastic, but we can see how
This is what we're looking at, folks.
how easy it is to put a turbo on it.
I know. It's plenty of
I
room.
kind of forget how easy it is
Plenty
to
of
put
room.
a turbo on it.
But, yeah, this is... I mean, what? It took us...
Oh.
Well, it took you, what, 20 minutes? Not even,
That
right?
was bullshit. Make 20 minutes.
Like 20 minutes, yeah. And we was joking around and stuff, so 20 minutes. I mean, minus the time lapse and stuff, it doesn't look like that, but all in total, it took us like not even 20, like 15 to 20 minutes tops. And this car's not even on the lift. Imagine if it was on the lift, you know. So told you it's pretty simple to take off the rear bumper.
27.
Once we pop these open, then we'll see how it looks. and then we'll swap out the filters, put the new filters in, and just literally put everything back together. But I'll show you once again, this is how the intake runs on a GT3RS. Goes all up the side, starts all the way from here.
Might have to make a store run. This has a rubber piece here that sometimes falls off. Pay attention to that because some of the older cars with more mileage, the sense of wear out a little bit, and that makes a big difference on having this work properly. You want to clean this?
Do I need to clean it up?
Huh?
Nah. It won't be.
All
right, so
cross the arm and leg.
About to take the filters off and see how it looks.
Whoa!
Look
Holy
at that.
shit!
Look
What
at
the
that.
fuck?
Look at that. Wow.
To be honest, it's like one of the worst ones I've seen.
See? So, I mean, we're outside, so that could all this could go on the ground.
Yeah, all is going on the ground, but that just.
But
Holy
anybody
shit.
else at home with an RS, this is why you should regularly check your filters. And this is why, like,
That
I mean,
easily makes you lose at least.
I don't want to concern
15%.
I don't want to concern anybody because none of this stuff is going into the engine. That's the reason why the filters are there. But you also have to understand. Look at all of that. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. No, it's fine.
So this is all dirt and.
What you guys also have to understand is that you're losing power because of that, because it's not breathing the way it should breathe.
It's becoming a filter that you don't
Right.
need.
I mean, it's doing its job. The filter's clearly doing its job. That's what it's.
Oh, nice. Equivalent.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's defective design there. Yikes. Nice and clean for you.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't really want to throw it on
this is the
top
kind
of
of
this. Damn,
power loss that we were
damn.
getting. Oh, it's
You got a
almost,
fucking plastic light in there? Jesus. All right.
dude, you remember New York, man? Them ties, them cup twos is picking up any little
I
debris.
kind of don't want to. Joe, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to do it like that.
Well, we could. Oh, we could put something underneath it.
Nah, it's going to fall on there.
No, I'm saying we could put like some type of like to catch it all, like
Cardboard or some shit? No.
yeah, and just like so we could get it all to the ground. No, cut up the box, man. Open up the
I
box.
want to make a mess.
No, I'm saying open up the box so you could actually get it all the way underneath.
Cut the box.
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, whatever you capture, I'll put it right here. You saw the amount of debris that was in here. This is a testament to why PPF is worth the money. Paint protection film. I've seen people argue about doing PPF and they say they don't need it, you don't need it, yada yada. But obviously you do, because look how far. If you was able to accumulate pebbles and rocks and everything in the intake boxes back here from coming up the sides, imagine like the protection that your front is getting from the PPF, because literally everything is hitting the front first, and this applies to any car. You know, you're getting rocks, especially when you're tailing behind other cars, whatever, they're kicking rocks at you, whatever. But it goes to show that PPF is absolutely worth the money. You should get it. It's definitely an investment. It definitely protects your paint. And dude, like, you know, my headlights, my front bumper, my fender, these are all contact points. The hood, the side mirrors, everything is getting hit before those rocks even get to that quarter panel into the intake. So, you know, like I said, this applies to any car. I'm not just talking about this car, but definitely PPF your car if you have something that's worth PPFing, you know. And I don't know what else to tell you guys. You know, if you don't want a PPF, that's on you, but I absolutely think you should. Just clean it out. We're gonna put the new filters in. Filters over here. And then we're gonna put everything back together. Oh, you see? Well, we're gonna take off the rest, guys. We're gonna see what else is in there to make sure this whole the whole intake unit is cleaned out.
Service is done completely.
Yeah, might as well service it while we're here. You guys at home don't have to do this. It's up to you. But Manny's the type of guy that if he's gonna go in there, he wants to do everything right once, and I don't blame him. That's that Porsche tech experience in him, you know. So it's good to be. I have Porsche techs as best friends, dude, because lazy guy like me, nah, I wouldn't have done it.
If y'all want me to do this, man, discount for my phone.
Right. Also, if you're in the tri-state area, New Jersey, wherever, Manny's available for your services. If you guys need any help, you know, reach out to him. I'll tag him down below his Instagram. And also, or you can reach out to me and I'll give you his information. But Manny's awesome. Used to be a Porsche tech. He moved on. He's working for another company now. Pretty good company. I don't want to say the name because they're very popular and I don't want you guys to steal Manny away from the rest of us. So, but yeah, if you guys want to get in contact with Manny, if you guys need any kind of help with your cars, any type of servicing, dude, this is the guy right here, man. This is the dude.
Yeah, this was not too bad.
Yeah, so Manny took off the actual box itself because he felt like there was still debris on the side. And there actually is, as you guys can see. So we're gonna clean that out. I mean, this is easy to take off. There's these clamps right here basically hold it together, and there was two
10mm.
Yeah, 10mm head screws that was right underneath the box, and that's about it. So we're gonna clean this out, and then we're gonna start putting everything back together. And I'm gonna probably pause the video here. I don't need to. You guys know how to take it off. Just basically do everything in reverse. I'm gonna pause everything here so we can clean everything out, and then put everything back together, and you know, give you my closing thoughts, or also possibly take the car out for a little drive and see how it feels.
Yeah, we're going for that.
You know, it might be a mental thing, who knows, but at least just to have the peace of mind, you know, whatever. As you can see, it's nighttime now. I've been out with the car since I literally touched it since early this afternoon. I've been out cruising. Manny drove the car. Another buddy of mine who frequently drives this car, who has a GT3RS, he drove the car, and it feels better. Like I don't know if necessarily, I don't know how to compare it because I'm going off of like a butt dyno in a sense, but I do feel like the throttle response is definitely better, and I feel like the cars are like torquier. Like it feels torquier, especially like mid-range to top end. In the other gears, like I was doing a couple of highway pulls, and the car definitely responds a lot better. Any of you GT3RS guys with 991s, 991s.2, I think you should absolutely just regularly check your intake boxes and change your intake filter to maximize performance, and also just for the peace of mind, like I said. I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope, you know, it brought some light, give you kind of like a quick tutorial. And once again, feel free to comment below, ask any questions. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and also, hey, reach out to Manny. And you guys like in the tri-state area, like I mentioned, or in the New Jersey area, he's awesome. New York City, New Jersey area. And that's all I gotta say. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Like always, until next time, peace.